Hey there, and in today's video, I am going to give you 5 tips to perfectly price your product or service. Try saying that after a drink. So pricing's like a really massive thing, isn't it? And I think it's so easy to worry that the price we're going out with isn't right, or to not know how to position our pricing in the market. But there are some things that you can learn from the professionals that are going to make it easier than ever for you to position your price. So the first thing is, do you know your price? Now, this might seem really stupid, and you might think, well, of course I know my price. But actually, so often when I talk to people, they don't really know the price. What that means is if someone is sitting in front of you and you're selling to them and they say, great, how much is it? And you don't have an answer, then actually you don't know the price. It means you haven't been clear enough with yourself or with your prospect about what your price actually is. So really try not to walk into a meeting without knowing what you're selling and what the price of it is. And that price should really be made up of 2 key things. The first thing is the cost to you, and the second thing is the value it adds to your prospect. So make sure you are super clear on the products and services you're offering and how much they actually are. I've even been in sales meetings before where the salesperson has had to start to scrabble around in their bag for a price list, and it just looks really bad. So you know what, make sure you have that information to hand and you know where that figure has come from. The second thing to think about is magic or charm pricing. It's a funny old one, this one. It's something that we're programmed to do. Even though we know we're programmed to do it, we still respond to it. It's amazing. It's like a magic trick. We know from the research that's been done that people respond better to figures that end with a 7 or a 9. Now, there could be a number of different reasons for this, but I think the key thing is that quite often it means that the number at the front is smaller. So instead of £10, you've now got £9.99. That feels like a smaller number. Now, this can be really helpful to you, especially when it's an emotional sale, when people are trying to justify that number. So I would definitely think about how your pricing is positioned. Can you use a 7 or a 9 to actually pull in increased sales? Studies have shown that on selling exactly the same thing for 2 different prices, the price that ends with a 9 sells more, even if that number is higher. So it's definitely one to think about. Can you use magic or charm pricing when pricing or presenting your products or services? The third thing to think about is, can you position your price against something really low cost that your prospect or customer is buying or using every single day? Coffee is a really good example of this. People quite often say, oh, when you think about it, it's the same as a coffee a day. And you know what? That shows what an amazing investment this is. What's great about that is that's an expenditure that most people make every day without even thinking about, but also it's something that seems really low cost and accessible. So when you work out like £2.50 for a black Americana every day for a year, that's over £900, but it feels so small and accessible when you're talking about a coffee a day. Tip number 4 is to drop a price anchor. The idea behind this is that early in the conversation or on your website, you might have the price of just one item. That one item should be in line with the other stuff that you offer, so it gives people an anticipation of what sort of investment they need to make with you, but also it gives them an anticipation of your price point. What's also great about this is that if you then have an even better value offer, then when you actually come to have that conversation, they're going to see even more value in that because they're now comparing it against that higher price point. So just think about dropping a price anchor, and if you practice with it, it can be a really seamless and easy way to introduce people to the great value that all of your products and services actually offer. Tip number 5 is all about the words you use. That's right, the words you use can change the way people react to your price. Things like saying it is only X, it's just Y, it's a small investment of Z. These are great ways of introducing your price. So think about the language you're using when you're actually sharing your price with your prospects or customers. So let's just quickly recap. Make sure you know the price. Have it in front of you and don't be afraid to use it. Use magic or charm pricing. Drop that 9 at the end. You never know the difference it makes. Number 3, think about things in terms of coffee or something else that people use and don't even think about spending the money on. Number 4, drop a price anchor and give someone an anticipation and comparison point for your other products and services. And number 5, use language, just, only, small, investment. These are fantastic words to introduce your price with. I'd love to know how you get on, so let me know in the comments. And remember to hit that subscribe and ding that bell if you'd like to see next time I upload. So until next time, just remember to be sales-tastic.